Welcome everyone back to weekly weather updates, and this evening we'll have a look at the latest GFS ensembles, and then we'll have a look at some precipitation charts. We will have some thunderstorms moving in over the next few days, and then we'll finally have a look at the current temperatures, as we did surpass the 24.5 degrees we saw towards the end of March. We got to 25 degrees today, and it's been the warmest day of the year and this spring. Do remember, if you enjoy my videos, make sure you like and subscribe, and then do remember to follow me on Twitter as well. Link is in the description. So currently on this latest GFS, you can see this high pressure out to our east, which is bringing in this sort of southeasterly sort of wind. That's bringing up warmer air from the south, and it's meant, it's allowed temperatures to reach mid-20s today, and will continue to reach pretty high temperatures over the next few days. If we run through, you can see some very warm air does start to exit out of Spain into France and towards the UK. But with that, a small sort of trough of low pressure starts to develop towards the Bay of Biscay, and that will bring thunderstorms throughout Wednesday and Thursday. Will probably be rain further towards the coast and closer to the centre of the low, but where we see the warmer air mixing in further eastwards, that's where we could see the real fuel for thunderstorms. And in tomorrow's video, I'll probably have a more detailed look at that, with the shorter range models, look at Cape, convergence zones, and I'll have a look at that, and we'll make better predictions. But in this video, I'll just look at the general area of precipitation in a minute. So if we run through this latest GFS, you continue to see that low sort of mingles out in the Atlantic, and on this latest GFS, it does look like the weather fronts will start to make inroads in the country. However, high pressure will start to build in again and push those lows back out into the Atlantic. Now, it's more likely that rain and lower pressure is going to influence western and northern areas. Higher pressure is going to influence further south and further east. So I do suspect at times, the further north and west you are, the more likely you are to see some rain, some showers, and some sort of more cloud and lower temperatures. Where further southwards and eastwards, probably going to be more drier and more sunny and warmer. It's really going to depend on the exact positioning of where the low pressure does move in. Again, it does fluctuate between runs, and you can see there are quite tight temperature gradients. Just in Europe, it's between 7 to 10 degrees at 850 HPA. You move just out towards Ireland, and it's below 5. So there is quite strict temperature gradients, and that will mean exactly how this forms could change the surface temperatures by maybe 5 or so degrees, which can be the difference between a pleasant day with cloudy skies, a bit cool in the shade, to a quite warm summer-like day. So there's very marginal differences. But you can see that low does start to push into the UK as we head towards day 10. And it does look like on this latest GFS, the westerlies will have a go at coming in. However, as we reach day 10, you can see high pressure again builds back into warm air, blocks out those low pressures, and towards the end of the run, we're maintaining high pressure over the top of the UK with very warm conditions. And you've got the 850 HPA temperature deviation. You can see we're between 2 to 4 degrees above average, feeling fairly pleasant and warm. If we have a look at the GFS ensembles, if we go to the temperature 850 HP and precipitation, you can see generally over the next sort of couple of weeks, we're going to be above average. You can see over the next few days, we'll be well above average, getting up to maybe 10 or 12 degrees at 850 HPA, which could give mid to high 20s on Tuesday, Wednesday this week. Maybe even Thursday as well, seeing some high temperatures, before we do see a drop-off as that low moves in. Now, how much of a drop-off is still quite uncertain. As I said, it's very fine margins and big temperature gradients, which is going to fuel any thunderstorms that do form, but it does mean temperatures could be quite variable. Some ensemble members getting down to 2 or 4 degrees as the low makes more inroads further eastwards. Others staying around 10 or 12 degrees with that low skirting more westwards, affecting western areas and not really getting into the east. So we're really going to have to watch the exact positioning of the low pressure and the rain bands. Beyond that though, all ensemble members do recover to around 7-8 degrees at 850 HPA as high pressure does build back in. There are still showers around as low pressure will always be near, and there will be upper troughs coming in off the Atlantic and from the south, which could mean temperatures there is thunderstorms and precipitation around. However, you see the longer term, there's still the temperature's not particularly high. It's around average to just above average, and precipitation is reasonably low. So it doesn't show anything exceptional coming along, but it's generally just showing a general quite dry and pleasant sort of pattern. Something we haven't really seen so far this spring, and hopefully, a lot of people can enjoy the sunshine as the unlocking of restriction continues. If we now do have a look at precipitation, we'll run through the next sort of few days. You can see there are weather fronts skirting with Western Ireland at the moment, not really making many impacts eastwards, and then a few showers do form on Tuesday before the main low moves up from the south, bringing heavy rain and thunderstorms further northwards throughout Wednesday and Thursday. Beyond that, you can see more thunderstorms form through Thursday, heading up from France, potentially sort of Kent to Clippers there. And then again, as we head into Saturday, it looks like it will turn a bit drier and more settled. But again, still some showers around as low pressure will be influencing in from the south and from the west. So really have to watch out for exact position of those weather fronts, rain bands and thunderstorms. If we have a look at the GM, you can see again, very similar over the next couple of days with that weather front skirting the west, and then those thunderstorms start to form. Not as widespread on the GM. GM does underdo the rain a little bit sometimes, and then again more showers breaking out through Thursday. Again, the chances of those thunderstorms coming up. It does look like it's using the wrong run there. If we go back to the 12 midnight run, you can see thunderstorms forming and moving up from the south, and you can see again potentially for some French imports through Friday morning. And then again, more thunderstorms forming, especially in the east and the southeast. GM really likes the idea of French imports and big thunderstorms heading up from the southeast. Now, they could just form into big, heavy, showery bands, or they could maintain their thunderstorm strength, and that's not something we're going to really know in detail until maybe a day or two out. So we're going to have to really keep an eye on what's going to happen exactly with that. If we now move on to the icon run, you can see again, weather fronts are flirting with the west. And then we do see those heavy thundery showers move up in the southwest, quite persistent and heavy on the icon run. Moving northwards and then slowly clearing. And then we do start to see potential for some French imports and some thunderstorm clippers into Kent. And then generally some more showers moving into the west, potentially with that area of low pressure that's out in the Atlantic. So the icon run is showing some thunderstorms, but those, especially in the southeast, do look like they may only just clip sort of Kent or East Anglia and not really come too far inland. And it's something we're really going to keep an eye on over the next few days. And in tomorrow's video, I'll probably have a much more detailed look at Wednesday, Thursday and Friday's thunderstorm threat, looking at, again, the Cape and convergence zones, as that will give us a decent indication at where we could be seeing the heaviest showers, because some areas will probably get away with very little rain, if none at all, just maybe some cloud. Others could get a big deluge if they get a train of thunderstorms along convergence zone, whatever. So we're really going to have to keep an eye on that for the forecast. Now finally, we'll have a look at the latest temperature map from the Weather Channel. You can see UK is largely very warm at the moment. You can see this temperature chart is a bit skewed because we're in full screen, but if we go back out full screen, you can see we're pretty much around 20 degrees to 25 degrees, quite widely across the UK. Many central areas feeling very warm, even southwestern parts of Wales, and that is because the wind is coming from an easterly or southeasterly direction. If you do have a look at parts of the coast, near like Scarborough, towards East Anglia, Great Yarmouth, coming up towards like Newcastle, Aberdeenshire, Dundee, temperatures struggling around 10 to 15 degrees simply because of that easterly wind bringing in some mist and some murk off the North Sea coast, meaning temperatures are suppressed quite significantly. You can see a very strong temperature gradient there, going from maybe 10 or 15 degrees right on the coast to 20, 21, 22 degrees just 20 or 30 miles inland. So very big temperature contrast there. And it is unfortunate sometimes in the east, they do, especially early summer when the sea surface temperatures in the North Sea are quite cool, they do struggle sometimes getting rid of that mist and murk, and it really can suppress the temperatures across the east coast. However, hopefully soon as winds do veer more southerly, hopefully those clouds will not make it so far inland, and hopefully will stay offshore, and eastern coastal areas could see some high temperatures. But you can see where we've seen the real temperature hotspots: central England today, parts of London, central southern England, even into northern England and parts of Scotland as well, seeing some very high temperatures. So a very pleasant day and quite a very warm day across Europe in general, as we do have a big high pressure centred over the top of northwest Europe. You can see where the really warm temperatures are across southern France into northern Spain, and those will be moving northwards over the next day or two. You can see where these specks of colder or, well, less warm temperatures are, and that is where thunderstorms are currently situated. And again, the low pressure causing these will be moving further northwards towards the UK, and that is what we're going to be looking at tomorrow. So anyway, thanks for watching, hope you enjoyed, subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you again for another video soon.